If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna talk that law. Let's talk about it. Before I begin, for those who may not know me, I'm a Texas trial attorney going on my 5th year in the game. Y'all see the law license on the wall signed by the 9 justices of the Supreme Court. I was minding my business and I was drinking my water. And somebody said the judge then got on to love today in the courtroom. What's new? Y'all know love don't like to listen. She hard-headed. But what else is new? What else is new? What's going on 313 the best side? Nurse Shells, Chicky. What's going on, Tasha? Monica, Bruce, Anthony. So, what was interesting to me today, I got a chance to go back and watch a little bit of it, is that when the witness, when he was on the stand, Lil D, Quindarius Zachary, when he was being questioned by DA Love, he didn't recall anything. He didn't remember anything. But all of a sudden, when cross-examination came, a miracle happened in Fulton County. And all of a sudden, somebody must have went and bumped him aside his head a couple of times, because now all of a sudden he remembers. Shout out to Lil D. So I want to go and really play the cross-examination, because I believe that's the main thing that I really wanted to see, because he remembers all of a sudden, and Max did a good job of coming in. Sometimes, you know, you got a child, sometimes they may not listen to mama. Sometimes you gotta call daddy. You gotta call the father in there. And all of a sudden they hear the father voice, they get right. They get real right. What's going on, y'all? Jen said a hard head makes a soft behind. What's going on, Keys Mobile? She said that's what I said. He was throwing up everything. Yeah. No, I don't think it has nothing to do with immunity. He just don't want to cooperate. He's not worried about getting in trouble. That's not his issue. His issue is he don't want to be on the stand. That was going on Aries 1. Yeah, he should have kept his lawyer, because he actually admitted. Actually, let's just jump right into it. But before we start the cross-examination, I just want to play a little bit of Love. So Love made a objection. Max responded, Love responded, and Love wanted to keep going, and the judge had enough. The judge said, I need a break. No, I haven't seen the dad interview. I need to watch it. Let me know what where he did it, and I'll go watch it. Let me pull up Love right quick. The judge had to walk off from her. The judge said, you hard-headed, you don't listen. That's your problem. Let's see.
Yet negotiated the terms of the immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So it's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Ms. Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
Oh, man. Look at the court reporter head. The court reporter is really just shaking her head while the judge, she's really expressive.
Ms. Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
And walked off on her. Look at her looking crazy. Oh, man. Love don't like that. Love do not like that. What it do, Slick? Key say love needs love. She need another rebuking, says Monica B. Shout out to y'all for being members of the channel. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all. What's going on, Ken? Goddess. I didn't know y'all was up this time of night. Hey y'all, I missed y'all. I missed the entire last 2 days. I know there wasn't nothing going on. What's going on? Now I need to pee. Hey, so we assume we don't know that. He said use the bathroom. Oh man. She said that made my day. Oh yeah. Let's actually jump into the cross-examination since we're here. And I'm gonna try to speed it up or have it sped up so we don't have to be too long. I think it started at 2:05:33. Let me see. So this is Max getting ready to cross-examine the witness for the first time. He's the first lawyer up after Love spent forever. Max finna give him a go. Let's see.
Okay, are there defense questions for this witness? All right.
Uh-oh, Max ready. Get him, Max.
Police court. Mr. Zachary, my name is Max Shard, and I represent Shannon Stillwell. How are you doing today?
That might be a little too fast. Go
And I
back.
represent Shannon Stillwell. How are you doing today? I'm okay.
Let me pull it towards you. It's on. It says it's on.
Try that again. Mr. Zachary, my name is Max Shard. I represent Shannon Stillwell. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Okay, it's nice to meet you. We've never spoken before in our lives, have we?
No.
Okay. All right, Mr. Zachary, let's talk about yesterday. Okay. You weren't feeling well yesterday?
Still not.
Okay. You're not in the mood to testify, are you?
Never was.
Okay. Now, do you recall yesterday repeatedly saying, I don't know, and I don't recall?
Yes.
Okay, let's be real. When you said, I don't know, and I don't recall to some of those questions, that wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay.
Overruled.
That wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay. Mr. Zachary, when the state asked you if you know what a gang is, and you said you don't know, that was not the truth. You do, in fact, know what a gang is, correct?
I know, like, what I heard, yes.
Okay. When the state asked you if you know where about TIG Studios, and you said you don't remember, that wasn't true, was it? You do know TIG Studios, correct?
No, I don't remember that for real.
You don't know where TIG Studios are.
No, I don't remember that for real.
When the state asked you if you remember the night that Kenneth Copeland got jumped at Club Crucial, and you said you don't recall, that was not true, was it? You do recall that night, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. When the state asked,
So I would just point out he's already lying under oath. I mean, he's admitting to lying under oath. So I think somebody was right. He should have kept his lawyer because he don't want to be prosecuted for perjury. His immunity doesn't cover perjury, so he might be in some trouble. So I just wanted to point that out. Let's keep going.
asked you if you know what a trap house is, and you said you don't know what a trap house is or a trap is, that was a lie, correct?
Yes.
You know what a trap is?
Yes.
Okay. When the state asked you about being at, and I'm not saying at a particular time, being at Jeffrey Williams' condo at all that night going into the morning, whenever it was, and you said you don't even remember being there, that wasn't true, was it?
Can I answer and explain?
You can always answer
Yes.
and explain.
I don't remember being on that night, but I remember like probably early that morning, like probably 5, 6, something like that.
Okay, of course, because you went to Miami from Jeffrey Williams' studio, right? That next morning.
By 7 in the morning, something like that. Yeah.
Right, so you had to have been there at some point, correct?
I told y'all in the morning. I had told her that I had some in the morning.
Okay. All right, and when you were asked about some of the statements you made in 2015, you started saying, I don't recall, I don't recall, I don't recall. I'm not saying you remember everything, but you do remember some things from those statements, correct?
Yes, I remember some things.
Okay. The reality is you don't want to talk about the things you said in 2015. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. In 2015, you lied on other people to get yourself out of trouble, didn't you?
I told all that.
Okay, but those lies are the very things that you don't really want to talk about here today. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Okay. You understand that this trial is important for these gentlemen back here.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay. We're not going to have the I don't recall routine today, are we?
I can ask some questions today, and if I don't remember, I'm gonna let you know I don't remember.
I appreciate that.
Get him, Max.
Okay. Let's start with this.
He said, we're not going to play that today.
You may.
Mr. Zachary, I'm handing you a document marked DS-44. Do you recognize who's in that picture?
Yes.
And do you recognize that document?
What you mean recognize it? I saw it before?
What, have you seen the picture before?
No, I don't remember.
Did you take that picture?
I probably did, but I'm saying I don't remember.
Okay, did you tell the police back in 2015 you took that picture?
Yes, I think.
Okay. And the person in that picture, is that a fair and accurate representation of that person?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I would move to admit DS-44 in evidence.
Your Honor, if I could just see the caption, and I don't mind the rest of the picture itself. Caption. No objection.
All right, it's admitted.
Mr. Kokomo, could you please publish DS-44 for the jury? Okay. Who is in that picture?
Shannon.
Is that Shannon Stillwell?
Yes.
Okay. And
God, he looked different.
do you recall when that picture was taken?
I told you I don't remember when it was taken, like, but I think I remember the picture. I don't remember what exact day it was taken.
Okay, when did you
I
see the
remember.
picture?
I think I remember what year it was taken.
What year?
It had to be late 14 or 15.
Late 14, early 15? Is that what you're, or are you
Yes.
saying late 14 or late 15?
Late 14, early 15, probably.
Okay. Could it have been taken in January of 2015?
I said early on.
I understand. Okay. Do you see the caption on the photo?
You might have
mean,
to show him the.
No, I see. it.
You see that there's a
I already
caption?
saw the caption.
Okay. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, Mr. Zachary. I'm honestly asking you a question. Okay. When you were saying that you couldn't read, is that true, or was that something you were saying out of frustration yesterday?
No, I have trouble reading and writing for real.
Okay. Can you read that caption? And if you can't, it's okay. If I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm reading it accurately? Okay.
Okay, it's zoomed in more. Can you
No, I
read it?
can't.
Okay.
I can't read it.
All right. Does it, if I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm being accurate?
I mean, how would I know?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hold on, y'all. So apparently he made it to, I think he said 8th grade yesterday. So if I'm not mistaken, I know around this area, kids are reading around kindergarten, some before that. So I'm really surprised that 8th graders in Atlanta can't read unless he's slow or delayed or something. I'm not sure.
What hairstyle, if you could zoom out again, Mr. Kokomo, what hairstyle does Mr. Stillwell have in that picture? Is it a short hairstyle?
Look like mine, yeah.
Okay. And let me ask you this. When you were saying yesterday, when you were frustrated that you couldn't see back here, was that true? Do you have trouble seeing distances?
I told. Yes, and if they would have did all this research before they started asking me, they would have saw all these problems I had.
Okay. And I understand. I guess my question is, can you see Shannon right now?
Mm.
Okay. Are you aware that today Shannon Stillwell has dreadlocks?
I haven't saw Shannon and probably
Hang on just a minute. About the dreads? He said no, he can't, right? And then what he said,
He did.
And you're,
I'm just trying to see if the mic could get any closer, but not really. Can you just try to talk into it so they can hear you?
So you don't know what Shannon's hairstyle is today?
I haven't saw Shannon in like 10 years.
Okay.
Like 2015, I've been locked up.
Okay. So let me just ask you this. In 2015, throughout 2015, all the time you've known Shannon, has Shannon always had short hair?
Yes,
Okay. And all those pictures that the state showed you earlier today with Shannon in them, all those pictures showed Shannon with short hair, correct?
the pictures of that they showed me with him in them, yeah.
They all showed him with short hair.
Yes,
In 2015, Shannon had short hair.
yes,
And the truth is, he was also a bit skinnier than he is now too, correct?
I can't, he was skinny then.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Now, let's talk about what was going on with you on August 5th, 2015, when you met with Investigator Gaither. Okay. As I understand it, on July 28th, 2015, you were arrested on a warrant, correct? You have to answer out loud.
Yes,
Thank you. And you were arrested on a warrant for the April 28th, 2015 incident where houses were shot up, correct?
yes,
Okay. And the facts of that case, let's go through it. Demekion Garlington gets jumped at Club Crucial.
yes,
Okay. Summer Good, who's your girlfriend at the time, and Alexis Bryant, who's your cousin, are also at Club Crucial.
yes,
Okay. And your cousin, Alexis Bryant, at the time was dating a man named Trevante Turner, also known as Threat.
yes,
Okay. There was a fight involving Demekion, and that fight led to threats against Summer and Alexis.
they led against who?
Summer, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Your girlfriend, SG, and Alexis.
You said it led against them?
It led to threats. They felt threatened.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And you were alerted to this.
I think I told them that, yes.
Right. Antonio Sledge shows up in his car at the house that you were at.
Yes,
You didn't go to the club that night.
no,
Okay. And Demekion Garlington is in the car with Sledge.
yes.
Okay. Sledge is drunk?
I was in and out of it, and I don't know if I was on Xanax.
Okay, so you were high. Do you have an opinion from seeing Garlington if he was drunk and high?
Like, I can't tell how they mold, because I was like, if you know Xanax, you'll be out 1 minute, then back up.
The bottom line, Garlington was upset that he had been jumped in the club, correct?
I mean, yes,
Okay. You grabbed handguns, correct? Or when I say handguns, I mean firearms. Just put it like that.
yes,
Okay. You hopped in the car with Sledge and Garlington,
yes,
and you went to Alexis Bryant's house where SG was, correct?
yes. I think I told y'all that.
We're just reviewing,
Yes.
okay? And you went there because you wanted to protect her, because she was your girlfriend,
And cousin was there too.
and your cousin was there too. All right. And Sledge, who's driving the car, correct?
Yes,
He's someone that you have known since you are little, since you were a baby.
yes,
Okay. And you and Sledge have a special relationship because neither of you are from Cleveland Avenue. Correct? You weren't raised there.
I was raised there. Yes,
You were raised in Cleveland?
yes.
Well, you were born where?
Capital Home.
Capitol Homes. And that's where you know Sledge from.
Yes,
So your early years were in Capitol Homes, correct?
to like 5. Yeah.
Okay. But that's how you know Sledge, because he knows your father from Capitol Homes.
Yes,
You've known Sledge the longest?
yes,
You're most loyal to Sledge?
yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask for clarification about when he says most, is that relative to whom? Everybody in the world or just a certain set of people? So vagueness, objection. Ask for clarification.
Can I clarify?
I'll move on. You're most loyal to yourself, in reality, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the three of you drive to Alexis Bryant's address on Landrum, right?
Yes, yeah,
And you see people shooting from a car, or at least you see the car, and you see shots being fired at the house where Alexis Bryant and your girlfriend SG are, correct?
Yes, I think I said that. Yeah.
We're just reviewing.
Okay.
Okay. And that upset you.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
And you and Demekion was already upset.
I mean, he got jumped on, so pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. And the two of you decided to get revenge on the people that were doing this to your girlfriend and your cousin, correct?
He say ex-girlfriend, but yes.
Ex-girlfriend, I'm sorry. A girlfriend at the time.
Yes.
All right. So you went to two houses, one on Adele, one on Drew Drive, correct?
I don't remember the streets.
Okay, that's fair. You went to two houses
Yes. And
after Landrum.
Or are you going to say something else? You may.
I think from what it was a house and an apartment or something like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that clarification. And you and Demekion fired at the house and the apartment.
I told him yes.
And one of the guns that was used was a gun that belonged to Mr. Sledge, correct?
No, it belonged to me. I just told them it was sledge. I got caught with it.
Okay. So it belongs, you're saying,
Matter of fact, I didn't even tell them it was sledge gun. They told me it was.
okay. All right. So you're saying it was your gun,
I mean,
not Sledge's.
I was in my possession.
Okay. I hear you. Well, that's my
I-
next question. That gun, whether it was yours or Sledge's, you were arrested with it on May 7th, 2015, when you were driving around with Summer.
I think it was. I thought it was May the 5th. I remember I told you I woke up 2 days later in intake, so they probably booked me in May the 7th. I don't.
Okay.
remember.
So May the 5th or 7th, we'll just say the first week of May.
Yes.
About either 7 or 9 days after the shooting, you are arrested with that gun.
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor.
Yes, any party can attack the witness's credibility. And normally it's the other side that's impeaching, not your, you really don't impeach your own
Mr.
witness.
Zachary, do you recognize what's in that picture?
Yes. Yes.
Is it a firearm?
Yes.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of the firearm that you know of?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I would move to admit DS-48 into evidence.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
Amen.
Mr. Kokomo, if you would put on DS-48 for me.
What's going on, Miss D?
Okay. Is that the gun that you were arrested with on May 7th or May 5th or May 7th, 2015?
No.
It's not?
No.
Okay, is that a double barrel?
Huh?
Is that a double barrel shotgun or a double barrel gun with a banana clip?
Okay.
That's one, but that's not the gun I got caught with.
Okay, that's not the gun you got caught with. Describe the gun you got caught with.
It was like short. It was green and black. It was about that size though, but
It was about that size.
probably a little bit shorter.
Did it have a clip like that?
Yes.
Okay. And was it fully automatic, semi-automatic?
He don't know.
Semi. I don't know the difference.
It was a gun. One of them. What's going on?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, what Bruce said, so pew pew, that's all he know. It got a hole at the end and it shoots. Yeah, but normally the other side impeach the witness. And if it's your own witness, you normally refresh their recollection. You help them remember. You don't try to impeach your own witness. But in this trial, since the witnesses are not cooperating, you have a situation where Love isn't trying to impeach her own witnesses, which she's been doing the whole trial because, obviously they're not cooperating. Oh, man, this is wild. But Max, so far so good. I mean, Max started out kind of strong on him, but now he's kind of cooling off because Lil D is being cooperative. So there's no need to agitate him if he's cooperating. Let's see. All right.
Mr. Sharp.
Your Honor, just for the record, as Mr. Zachary has not identified DS-48 as the gun that was used on April 28th, I would move to remove this exhibit from evidence, and I withdraw this exhibit. And that's DS-48.
Yes, 48 is no longer in evidence. It's
Thank you.
withdrawn.
Thank you. Okay. So regardless of which gun it was, the gun that you were arrested with on May 7th or May 5th was used on April 28th.
Yes.
Okay, and you were aware that the shell casings for that gun would come back to that crime scene.
Objection calls for speculation.
You were aware that that gun left shell casings on the scene.
Objection, that would call for speculation too, unless.
If you know.
I mean, you and Demekian were shooting the guns.
Yes.
You knew that.
Yes.
Okay, and you were aware that the shell casings would be on the scene.
In Your Honor, I'd ask for clarification as to which scene he's talking about. There were two.
Okay, both scenes from April 28th.
See, I didn't know anything about shell casing until I got locked up with the gun, and they said that preliminary hearing what I was on. I mean, about the shell case.
Okay, well, and thank you for bringing that up. That preliminary hearing where you learned about the link in the shell casings, that was prior to the August 5th, 2015 statement you gave, correct?
Yes.
So you knew that information going into the day that you gave the statement.
I think I said that. Yes.
I understand. Okay, well, let's be clear. You remember, I believe it was on Friday, where the state was asking you questions about this incident?
I was on so much mess on Friday. Like, I really didn't. Like,
Okay, well, do you remember when the state,
Hey, okay, y'all. I'm glad he said that. He said I was on so much medicine on Friday, I don't remember. So it will be kind of hard to prosecute him for perjury because now he's saying he was on so much medication and they made him testify anyway. So there may be a way out for him in the future in case Love try to prosecute him for lying on the stand.
was asking about who you were closest to and brought up Shannon's name?
yeah, I think I remember that. But I thought it was yesterday.
It may have
Or
been
the day-
yesterday.
I don't know.
Days are running together, but let me be clear. You remember when the state started using the words they and those people? You remember that?
Yes.
And you remember when I objected?
Yes.
You remember when I asked the state to clarify who they were
I'd like
talking
to
about?
object as to the reference to what Mr. Sharp did and said and asked that if he has a question about that day or night,
I'm
that he
getting
asked that question.
I think he's trying to focus his attention on it, but we'll go ahead and get to.
Remember when I asked Ms. Love to clarify who they was and those people were?
Yes.
And remember she wouldn't?
Your Honor, I'm
Um,
going to say there's no.
Okay, well, let's be clear. When you were saying yes to those questions about they and those people, you were not talking about Shannon.
No, I thought you were talking about Garlington and Sled.
Right. Your testimony here today under oath is Shannon was not there at all on April 28, 2015.
I told them that, but yes.
All right, let me ask you one other thing.
I think she in the
Quindarius
chat.
Stevens is a shorter guy with dreadlocks, right?
I ain't saw him, and I've been locked up like.
Okay, back in
some-
2015?
Yes.
Okay. And if someone, like say a DA, suggested that Trontavious Stevens was
Objection,
there,
Your Honor. That would call for speculation and it's an improper question. If someone said, like a DA,
Sustained.
was Trontavious Stevens there?
Well,
April 28, 2015?
nah.
Have you ever heard anyone even suggest that he was there
objection,
before?
Your Honor, relevance to that question.
Sustained.
Let's talk about your charges from April 28, 2015, okay?
Love objecting to everything.
Based on what Mr. Sharp has provided, we would probably need to approach before this is
Okay.
discussed.
Y'all good over there, jurors? Anybody need a break? You want to just sit there while we talk about this? Everybody seems good. Okay.
They want to sit in there and listen. Let's fast forward. That's the benefit of watching it in the evening time. We can skip through all these breaks and keep it moving. Golly. Let me see. All right. Thank y'all for liking the video.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Zachary. So on January 28th, 2015, You were arrested on warrants. We already talked about that.
Oh, you said on April 20, 2015?
On July 28, 2015, you were arrested on warrants from April 28, 2015, correct?
It was late July. Yeah, it was late July.
And for those actions, for that incident on April 28, 2015, you faced aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against Cecilia Davis, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you faced, and that carries 1 to 20 years, correct?
As to, objection as to the relevance of what,
Overruled.
Aggravated assault
Your
with a
Honor,
deadly weapon
Hang
carries
on,
1 to
hang on, she may have another one.
my objection is what I spoke at the bench with respect to the documents that are being sort of fanned about.
I understand the objection,
I'm-
as
okay.
does Mr. Short.
Okay.
Understand the rule. Excuse me.
The aggravated assault on Cecilia Davis carries 1 to 20 years, correct? Carried 1 to 20 years?
I think all of that looked like 189 years, something like that.
Okay, we'll get there. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against Diamond Wells.
I don't really know their names. I know.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You do know that you were facing, let's see, you were facing 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
I thought it was more than 2.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what, you're right, 3.
Golly.
I thought it was more than 3.
Aggravated battery against Denise Bell, the lady that was shot.
That's her name?
Yes. You had criminal damage to property charges, correct?
Yes.
You had gang act violation charges, correct?
Yes.
And you had possession of a firearm during commission of a felony charges, 2 of those.
Yes.
Okay. And all in all, to your understanding, as you prepared to go speak to the police on August 5th, how much time did you believe you were facing?
I told you, they said like 189 years.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay. From July 28th, or whatever day you were arrested in at the end of July, to August 5th, the time you gave your statement, you were held without bond, correct?
Yes.
You didn't have a bond.
Yeah. I ain't had no bond.
Okay. And you were being held in Rice Street.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not going to go through everything about Rice Street, but is Rice Street a place you wanted to be?
No.
Okay. And I'm not going to get into your medical history, but you have specific medical concerns, correct?
A lot of them.
Okay. Is that a place that you feel would give you treatment, appropriate treatment for your medical needs, Rice Street?
No, I almost died in there like 2-3 times.
You wanted out of Rice Street, correct?
Yes.
He said he almost died in jail 3 times, which is motive for him to lie to get out.
Mr. Kokomo, could you, with the court's approval, Mr. Kokomo, could you approach, Judge May, Mr. Kokomo approach the witness and show him a screenshot
Yes.
on the computer?
Are you going to print it out ultimately?
It's
or-
on the computer. It's part of an exhibit,
Oh,
but we don't want to publish it until
Okay.
we lay a foundation.
Okay.
Oh,
Somebody say watch her www closely. What that mean? Come on here, Coco Mo. He said, might as well say life. 189 years. Somebody say, what Hilton at?
Did you give him a chance to look? No, but did you give him a chance to look? Okay. Did you have an adequate chance to look at what was on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Did you recognize the people on the screen?
I recognize me.
Okay. Mr. Kokomo, could you, was that you from August 5th of 2015 in the interview room?
Looked like, yeah.
Okay.
Somebody said Hilton looking for a job. She on Indeed.com. Y'all crazy.
Your Honor,
Yes.
at this point, I would move to admit DS 41F, which is a portion of the August 5th, 2015 interview from evidence reviewer time 2.
Your Honor, I just saw a screenshot. If Mr. Sharp would just let me know before announcing what it is so that I didn't see a video. I saw a screenshot. He told me to screenshot.
Is it going to be just a screenshot or is it
No,
going to be
the
a portion of
screenshot
the?
was
Okay, but what you want
From-
to admit and
2/12/29 to 2/13/35.
does that tell you what you need or do you need to see it?
It's,
No, I'd
it's
like to
things,
see it, Your Honor,
Okay,
and I
all
know.
right, you know what? Let's take a bathroom break. We'll let them review this while y'all are out.
Somebody said Hilton on LinkedIn. Somebody said Hilton on LinkedIn. Look at all these breaks. This is insanity. Let's keep going. How long that break is. That's crazy.
What is it, Ms. Love?
There was a photo of Mr. Stillwell
Right.
that was admitted, and we have a different photo that we did provide in discovery on another page of Mr. Stillwell's that we would be tendering. And I think it may have been the subject of some prior objections or
Yeah, the photo definitely looks the same as does the post. It's just on two different people's pages, the one that, or what are you saying?
two different social, I think they're both Mr. Stillwell's, but they're different platforms or different names. It looks entirely different.
And so you're saying you intend to tender it
Yes. Your Honor.
and
And I just,
there might have been an objection previously that would have ruled it out or?
I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure
No,
that defense had a copy of it and saw what we were going to tender before so that there was no surprise while the jury was in the box.
Okay.
well, this is, I mean, it needs to be that.
Well, we have a redacted one and one without the redactions.
Do I need to look back at what the ruling was?
No, I wouldn't. I litigated this issue to keep this out, but Your Honor didn't see that my way, and I accept that, so I admitted it.
Okay, I think that Ms. Love's saying it's in some way different because it's from a different,
Well, I mean, I got that from discovery, so.
It's a different one. That's not the one that we litigated. This is the one that we litigated. But I was just putting him on notice. If he has no objection, then we don't have a problem.
Well, I don't know why we put in two of the same post.
Oh, I do, because that's not exactly the same as this one.
can I see him?
Sit down, Green.
What's different about him?
Sit down, Green.
Huh?
They have,
The date.
and
Well, the date was litigated. And that's the issue. You said it was admissible. We weren't certain about the date. I'm not hiding from the date, but I think someone needs to authenticate the date. I think it's clear it was taken early.
Don't talk at the same time.
I think it was clear from the testimony, at least Mr. Zachary, was taken early 2015 or
I
late
think he said
2014.
it might have been.
Right.
Yes. that
I'm
it-
not hiding from the
Somewhere in
date.
the late
but-
2014 to early 2015 range.
And so to answer Your Honor's question, it was litigated with Judge Glanville, I believe, and he said it's coming in. But then I also brought up the issue of the hovering
Right.
to get the
which
date.
That's gone.
Right.
Okay, yeah, no, it does look like it's from a different page or account. So, okay. All right.
Now she YSL with her green on.
Good.
Now
Okay.
she's sliming.
I don't know if the jury, do we know whether the jury is ready?
YSL love.
We're trying to see whether the jury's ready yet.
Somebody said Hilton trying to find some witnesses, y'all. Cause they running out. They running out.
And the fact that nobody's come back, that they're not ready yet.
Somebody call Fonnie and tell her drop this case. This is embarrassing. Young Dolph case gonna be over tomorrow, and we still over here playing. What are we doing? Oh man, this is crazy.
Still waiting. Okay. Not quite ready.
Let's move this along. They playing. Let's go. Let's go. Ryan and Matt. Yeah, we're gonna speed it up. So we don't be here.
So Mr. Sharp has brought to me DS 46, which is the indictment only of 15 SC 1389994. The state had used 509Y, which was the certified, well, not certified copy of the indictment and conviction for this witness for that case. But Mr. Sharp has indicated that he intends to tender or attempt to introduce the indictment only. And my objection is that I don't know for what purpose only an indictment is admissible. The indictment is allegations, so it's just hearsay. Essentially, if he's going to tender the certified or even a copy of the certified, I wouldn't even object since he's already admitted that he pled to it. But to tender the indictment alone, I don't think there's any relevance to the indictment alone. I don't think it's a proper means of impeachment. He's already talked about and gotten the witness to testify that he was warrants for, that he was charged with these particular crimes. I believe he named all of them. And if I'm wrong, Mr. Sharp can correct me. But I don't think that this is a proper piece of evidence. And I don't mean not just to go back out to the jury. I mean, I don't think that it's an admissible document, an indictment alone.
Well, there's two different things. It's what he's charged with by the police and then what he's indicted for. When he went in for that proffer, he was under indictment.
Okay.
And so the indictment is relevant. Mr. Steele, and I'd be happy to use the state's copy of the indictment, but they didn't admit it into evidence.
No.
So I can't do that. Mr. Steele is under the belief that he admitted that same indictment when during cross-examination of Mr. Sledge, but we're not finding. Okay, well,
Just an indictment being admitted, but
No, and I don't have a problem if it was for.
Not on the
was it
record.
admitted
Not, and
with, yeah,
What's going on, Stephanie? What's going
I
on?
believe that I introduced a prior conviction of Mr. Sledge during cross,
okay.
but I can't find it yet. So that's what Mr.
the prior conviction is one thing, the indictment alone is
Well,
the other.
and I agree with that, but I'm not, and I'm not trying to impeach him with a prior conviction. That's something completely different. I'm impeaching him with bias and motive of what the police charge him with something, and then the DA's charge him with something under an indictment. And I'm just trying to make it clear that to the jury what the indictment that he was under when he went in and gave those statements.
Okay, so you could ask him that question. You
Yeah,
can
I
even
think-
read from it if you want to.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
but I
you
don't
get
think we
the
need all of
indictment
the
in.
language of the indictment nor the indictment itself. Just
Yeah.
ask him, were you charged with indicted for, and
Okay.
then whatever.
Okay, I understand.
And Your
Oh,
Honor,
that's fine.
And Your Honor, I'd ask that, as it's a document that won't be tendered or admitted, that Mr. Sharp not be allowed to sort of waive it in front of the jury. I know he didn't do it intentionally.
Oh,
before. It was
shit.
just-
I'm not going to direct y'all about what you can hold in your hands.
I'm not,
Right.
I'm just trying to
How they
read
gonna-
last time, and I'll do my best to.
How they
keep
gonna
it
wait a
on.
minute now? So Love don't even want him to hold a paper in his hand. The jury, there's no way they could be able to read way over there to see what's in his hand. Love is out of control.
that Mr. Sharp not be allowed to sort of waive it in front of the jury. I know he didn't do it intentionally.
I was just
before.
trying
It
to
was
read
just-
off.
I'm not going to direct y'all about what you can hold in your hands.
I'm not.
Right, I was
that
just
wasn't
trying to
my
read
point.
last time, and I'll do my best to keep it on the lectern.
Mr. Steele,
Your Honor, I think it does come in the indictment without the attached conviction if we don't have the attached conviction
well,
because,
Mr. Sharp's fine with just asking questions about it.
well, if he's
so-
fine, then that's okay. But my belief is at the time of the proffer,
Uh-huh.
it would go to Mrs. Zachary. If he recognized the document, yes, that was my incentive. So it would be a relevant document.
I'm not saying it's not a relevant topic for examination.
Right. Yes.
We ready for the jury? Yes, okay.
Renee say she projecting. He's accusing them because she be doing it.
Hmm.
Y'all can't tell me this other lawyer. She just extra comfortable every day. She not there to play with it.
Yes, after Mr. Shart finishes his examination, I'm not sure if Mr. Steele has, his is going to take his turn, but he gave to Miss Knight, while I was talking to Mr. Shart, a bunch of exhibits and a photo, I think some videos and a photo, but there are a lot of them, but I haven't had a chance to look at what it is that he's presented. So
Mr. Steele? Okay.
It's not that much. It's from the recorded interviews from August 5, 2015 and March 2nd, March 3rd, 2017. But I did clips to make it easier for everyone, so I gave the clips. That's what most of them are.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Love.
no, it's Mr. Shart.
Oh, sorry, I just was used to it being you. Sorry. Been saying that all day. Go ahead, Mr. Short.
So
Thank
you
you, Your
should,
Honor. Mr. Zachary, I want to talk about it. We're going to come back to August 5th, 2015, but I just want to talk to you about something else real quick, okay? All right. Beyond the April 28, 2015 shootings, you also had some issues in federal court, correct?
Yes,
And that revolved around your purchase of guns, correct?
yes,
And you were accused of being essentially a straw purchaser.
yes,
Okay, you purchased 3 guns in 2015, correct?
yes,
Okay. One of those, I just want to talk about one of those guns. You purchased a Diamondback DB 15223 rifle, correct?
yes,
Okay. And you bought this gun in January 2015, correct?
I think it was early January, something like that, yeah.
Okay. And you bought that gun for Kenneth Copeland, correct?
I didn't really buy it for him, but he ended up with it. So yeah, yes.
Okay. Well, Kenneth Copeland, and you've already resolved this federal case, correct?
Probation.
Okay. So Kenneth Copeland in January 2015 approached you and said he needed a firearm, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then you're not a convicted felon at the time, correct?
no,
So you had the ability to purchase firearms.
yes,
Okay. And you went to Arrowhead Pawn Shop to purchase a firearm, correct?
yes,
And that was because Kenneth Copeland asked you to purchase a firearm, correct?
yeah. He asked me for a gun, yeah.
Okay. And when you went to Arrowhead Pawn, you didn't go by yourself, did you?
No,
You went with Kenneth Copeland and Antonio Sledge, correct?
I remember me and Copeland. I don't remember Sled.
Okay. And when you purchased this gun for, and as far as you know, you're the first person Kenneth Copeland came to asking this favor.
Objection, Spec.
As far as you know.
He told me that I think he said he told me the gang unit or something told me he can have a gun or something. It was something like that.
He told you the gang unit told him he could have a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm asking, you don't know of him approaching anyone else before you to try to get their help. As far as you know, you were the first person he came to.
Yeah.
Okay. And you purchased this gun for Kenneth Copeland.
Objection asked and answered 3 times.
Okay. Did you charge Mr. Copeland anything to make this purchase for him?
No.
Okay, you did it on friendship, correct?
Yes.
And that gun is the same gun that Kenneth Copeland ended up getting charged with on April 28, 2015, leaving it in the bag at the rec center, Dunbar Rec
Objection.
Center, correct?
Objection calls for speculation and hearsay, unless he was there. So,
Well, do you know what happened to that gun?
Your Honor, I would ask that he provide a
Okay,
basis for his
sustained
knowledge.
to the prior question. You changed the question. If you know from personal knowledge.
What happened with the gun?
Yeah, not from somebody telling you.
Yeah, I'm on probation for it. Yeah, I caught with the gun.
Who got caught with it?
Copeland.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to the August 5th, 2015 meeting with, and that was with Investigator Gaither and
Yes.
Investigator Dennis eventually entered the room, correct?
Yes.
And I think Investigator Thorpe entered the room, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. On direct, you claimed that the police just came and got you. They wanted to talk to you. You didn't ask to speak to them.
I know for a fact I ain't asked, like, called them. Well, how am I, like, call them myself? I'm locked up.
Okay. Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 41F into evidence. That is a clip from August 5th, 2015, times by evidence reviewer 21229 to 21335.
All right, that's submitted.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
And there's no objection.
Mr. Copeland, could you publish 41F?
Hey, Stephanie, send me the
And
description.
Mr. Zachary, is that you in that, before Mr. Kokomo plays it, is that you?
Look like
Okay, and is that Investigator Gaither with the back to the camera?
with dreads, yo.
Yes. Okay.
You send a description, Stephanie.
Who got that? This guy.
Well, as you know, you contacted us. You want to come down here and make a statement about these cases that we have. Y'all been getting on my darn nerves calling us, so we're here. But even though you reached out to us wanting to talk, I still got to advise you your rights, okay?
Okay.
That's a yes, you got to say yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. All right, you heard Investigator Gaither say that you wanted to come down here to make a statement about these cases we have.
Yes, but I told y'all and them, like, pull up the phone, really. It was my jail phone. I never called them myself. Like,
Okay. You heard her say, y'all been getting on my nerves calling me, so here we are. You heard her say that?
yes.
Okay. And you never corrected her on that?
I was going through withdrawals then. I don't remember. I mean, I probably wouldn't even focus.
Okay. You were going through withdrawals in jail, correct?
Yeah.
From the date you were arrested in late July to August 5th, you were going through withdrawals.
If you look
What-
at my
what-
jail records, like, they always had to go through detox
What kind of withdrawals? For what?
from Xanax and Roxas.
What does that feel like?
Roxas.
What does
Pain-
that feel like?
Painful some days, like stomach, head.
Is it misery?
Yeah.
Now you're saying that you didn't call Investigator Gaither personally.
No, I did.
Did you have family members calling her?
I think I had someone say they called her and asked her what I was locked up for and this and that.
Who was that person? Was that SG, your girlfriend, that was calling Investigator Gaither?
I don't remember. It was somebody. It probably was her.
Or was it your family, maybe your father or your...
Not my fault. I ain't calling no police.
Okay. Well, you heard Investigator Gaither claim that people had been calling, or you had been calling repeatedly,
Yeah.
okay? The bottom line is you were desperate to get out.
Objection, ask and answer.
Everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
You wanted to have that meeting on August 5th, 2015, didn't you?
Really? Yeah.
You wanted to talk to the police. You were sitting without bond, facing 189 years, without any hope of getting out. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You wanted to talk to the police to try to get yourself out of trouble.
At that time, I didn't know the details of that case right there, like what I was meant, like why I was being charged. But I know the gun I had got caught with, from what they was talking about in my last plenary hearing. That's what I knew.
Okay, well, you knew, okay. From your preliminary hearing, you know you'd been caught with that gun,
Yes.
and you knew that that gun was going to be linked to
A
the
lot of
shooting of
shootings.
a lot of shootings. And you wanted to get out in front of it and talk to the police.
Yes, 'cause I knew they had that gun over my head.
Your goals, and you had from late July to August 5th to come up with what you were going to tell the police, didn't you?
I think I told y'all that I can't go. I ain't come up with it. I was coming up with it as I was just talking, really.
Okay. Your goal going into that August 5th, 2015 meeting, let's talk about that. You wanted to help yourself.
At first, yeah.
You wanted to convince the police, Investigator Gaither, Investigator Dennis, to make calls and get you a bond.
Yes.
You wanted to convince Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis to make calls and get you leniency on these charges that you were going to be facing.
Yes.
Actually, the first thing you wanted to do is try to convince Investigator Gaither that you were innocent, that you weren't even there, right?
Yeah.
You also knew, based on what Demekian had told you, that your friend Moontunk had been implicated.
I mean, like, we really don't be hiding that from each other, so yes, I know.
Okay. And you wanted to clear Moontunk, Antonio Sledge, as a shooter in this incident. You wanted to clear him from being a shooter.
As a shooter, yes.
Okay. And you remember when Miss Love was asking you about, well, you put him at the scene, so how are you helping him? Okay. Well, let's talk about that.
Well, I thought by letting him know he ain't condoning it or did no shootings. I ain't know at the time. I was young, full of drugs.
In your mind, at the time of August 5th, 2015, there were degrees of responsibility here, correct?
What you mean?
Just being there is one thing.
Yes.
Being a shooter of the houses is an entirely different thing.
In my mind, I thought that's how,
Right. And so in your mind, at the time, by telling the police that Antonio Sledge was just there, just driving, you were helping him, even though you were putting him at the scene.
and I was telling him like he didn't disagree to it, but I didn't know. I was young. My first time going through it. Like,
You also wanted to get revenge on Demekian at this meeting, correct?
yeah.
And let's be real, you wanted to talk about other things other than this incident.
I want to talk about. I wouldn't everything. They know I had already heard these things because my preliminary hearing. They knew that.
You know how the system works. You knew how the system works.
No,
Sustained.
You knew that people such as yourself, when you're in trouble, one way to get out of trouble is to give information on other cases, correct? You knew that.
not really. I don't. To be honest, man, I was just young and dumb doing something. Man, I thought I could.
Well, you wanted to talk to Investigator Gaither not only about your case, but you wanted to talk about other cases, didn't you?
Cases that had already been. It's like if you go get my preliminary hearing transcript, you'll see that a lot of these cases already talked about. And I knew I had got caught with the gun that did a lot of these cases.
Isn't it true, Mr. Zachary, that you first started trying to talk about other cases and Investigator Gaither had to tell you, before we start moving on to other cases, we got to deal with your case first. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason you wanted to talk about other cases is because information that you give is a bargaining chip for leniency in the future for you to get out quicker, correct?
I thought, but
Okay.
once I thought on like what I did, I never ended up taking up a plea. Like when they were offering pleas, like so testifying or say other people and stuff, I never took them.
Okay. You made it clear to the police on August 5th. You made it clear to Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis that you wanted to get out of jail immediately.
Yeah.
You said, I'm saying I don't want to be sitting in no jail, man. Sound right?
Yes.
I'm saying, can y'all just tell them to release me on house arrest or something? Sound about right?
Yes.
And law enforcement, Investigator Gaither, indicated that they were going to do that for you, didn't they?
I don't remember.
Remember Investigator Gaither telling you that she's going to hop on the phone with the DA ASAP?
Yeah, she said something like that.
Mr. Zachary, when you sat down with Investigator Gaither and she wanted to talk to you about the April 28th incident first, your first thing you told her is you weren't there, isn't it?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS41A, which is August 5th, 2015 interview 21851 to 22201.
Admitted.
Okay, Mr. Kokomo. Oh, permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Kokomo, could you please publish DS41A?
Talk about this, what you've been charged with. What do you have to say about the case? I went there, Mike.
Keep playing, keep playing.
You wasn't where? What did you hear about it?
Like DJ had something. And then
You was at the house in Cleveland?
yeah.
Department, after you said.
And then that was she told me that she had got shot at too.
That same night?
You know, she said that they had gotten a whole bunch of shoes, and then like your gang had pulled up at my cousin's house. My cousin over there, boy named Tate. Y'all know. Yeah. So I said, yeah, I don't know her name, but she was going in the house. She said, y'all started shooting at the house, like they shooting from, apartment.
Where is this house located?
Are you talking about Landrum apartment?
Landrum and Gulfport?
Campus.
Oh, campus.
Yeah.
So who stay over there again?
My cousin Liz, right? And Tate.
That's what Javante said?
Yeah.
She your blood cousin?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how people say.
Not my real cousin.
So this gang got to shoot at them at Landrum.
Yeah.
Is this before or after D got shot at? Got jumped on?
She say they haven't led. It was after all the shooting.
So first the shootings first D get jumped on, then shootings happen.
Y'all tell you like from how I heard, like what I heard first.
Okay.
I like shit. Most of them call me or something in the morning to know that. But she like, most of them cussing D out because D telling them that he's shooting, they had shooting in the face. Most of them told D that he had to find around home. And then she like, then them D told, I would sleep. D told me in the morning like they had shot up the house.
D told you that, say that you kind of skimmed over that part. When you say D, you talking about Demekion, right?
They real name.
You talking about Lil D, 30 D,
Yeah.
like Mechanicsville? Demekion.
Demekion told me that they had shot the houses.
And who had shot at the houses?
Tay, and who it was? Shannon. He just told me nothing. He said him Tay Shannon and some other boy named Trey Dunn. You Tay.
Named Trey Dunn?
Yeah.
He told you personally.
Yeah.
How did he tell you over the phone? In your face?
Yeah, he go my house. I was sitting there, like, he told me that they had shot the house, he said, and then what's called, that they shot up Landrum with Tay State.
So if gang came back,
Yeah.
and shot up Tay house?
Yeah, someone right there. Like, I guess that was she was gonna go that night. And he said that when they went in Fair Home. That when they went and shot up Fair Home.
Who went up and shot the Fair Home?
Tay, Shannon, Trey Down. You tell me them for name here to say them at once. What?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. Mr. Zachary, the first thing you said in that interview was that you weren't there that night.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
I told you 400 times that was a lie.
You claimed that you were at your house on Cleveland Avenue that whole night.
Yes.
That was a lie, correct?
I ain't go to the club and stuff for real.
Okay. But you weren't there all night, were you?
No.
You claimed to have information about what had occurred, though, correct?
Yes.
You weren't there, but you claimed to have information.
You see, I'm stuttering, stalling, making it up as I go.
I understand. You told Investigator Gaither that you knew what happened, not because you were there, but because Demekion had come over to your house the next day and confessed to you about what had occurred, correct?
Yes.
And that Demekion had told you that him and Tay and,
Yes.
this is the quote, what it was Shannon and Tradon were there with Demekion. That's what you claimed Demekion confessed.
Yes.
And that whole confession by Demekion was made up, correct?
I told y'all that.
That was a lie.
Yes.
Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 41B, which is evidence reviewer 223 to 22443.
See, I like Shard's style.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
May admitted.
He's bringing in the videos clip by clip instead of just playing a whole video and everybody fall asleep. Ask a couple of questions, play the video. Thank y'all to the people that subscribing to the channel. Thank y'all.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like you're kind of getting off track because we got your phone records too.
All right. It's like, what phone record?
This is what we do. Remember when we locked you up the last time?
Yeah.
We went to the house and we ended up getting your phone number and stuff. And I got your phone record because that was your phone number, right?
No, I ain't my number.
Okay. Well, like I said, we can stop this right now because it's going in the wrong direction. And I don't waste your time with mine. This shit don't matter to me. My shit is good. This is what's gonna fuck y'all. I got Demekion. Y'all, everybody think Demekion snitching. This is Demekion phone number, wasn't it? Yeah. Got Demekion. I got yours.
And wait, one more.
I got more. 6 to 2, 6 to whatever. So I don't have no reason why.
So the media ain't necessarily have to tell it. You know what I'm saying? Technology.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't impressed about coming to get you and coming to talk to none of y'all. Y'all want to talk to me? That's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to say y'all said. This is what's gonna fuck y'all. So I feel like once again, you kind of going in the wrong direction.
Wait. Y'all gotta help me out. So she said we got Demekion, but isn't Demekion the nephew of the person she's married to? So I mean that's a big conflict of interest. So she said we got Demekion, so she's married to Demekion's aunt, but she's trying to take down Demekion and his friends. Let's go back a few, and y'all help me if I'm wrong on that.
6 to 2, 6 to whatever. So I don't have no reason why.
So the media ain't necessarily have to tell it. You know what I'm saying? Technology.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't impressed about coming to get you and coming to talk to none of y'all. Y'all want to talk to me? That's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to say y'all said. This is what's gonna fuck y'all. So I feel like once again, you kind of going in the wrong direction. So you come down here and be honest about shit. I'm being honest. You wasn't there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Kokomo, I'm sorry.
So then we really ain't got much to talk about. This shit is on you. It ain't on me. So y'all want to talk about all cases?
Okay, let's talk about that. In the beginning of that clip, Investigator Gaither is confronting you and saying she's got phone records.
Yes.
Okay. And she's telling you that she knows you weren't home all night.
Yes.
And you say to her, I'm being honest.
Yes.
That was a lie. You claiming that you were being honest was a lie.
Yes.
You said, I promise I wasn't there. That was a lie.
I told y'all it was a lie.
Investigator Gaither said to you, y'all want to talk to me, that's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves, because this is what's going to FUCK y'all. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves. What did you take that to mean?
Fuck everybody.
Say it one more time.
Fuck everybody.
What's that mean?
I would have told you, like, I was just really making, like, at first I was making up stuff as I was going.
Let me ask you this. When you say F everybody, everybody includes Shannon?
It really was towards him and Demekion anyway.
Okay. And so when you say F everybody, you're taking that opportunity to save yourselves as it's time to start talking about other people.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say right after she said it's time to kill your time to save yourselves? Isn't it true that you looked at Investigator Gaither and said, so y'all want to talk about other cases?
Yes.
Right after lying about your own case, you wanted to talk about other cases.
Cases that I had already heard during my preliminary hearing, like I've been telling y'all about the gun that I got caught with.
I got you.
Y'all know what? I can't with you. Leave that woman alone.
And the story you gave on August 5th, 2015, the story you gave, not your testimony here this week, but the story you gave back then, that was a story that managed to take guns out of Moontung's hands. And I'm not saying he had a gun, but you made it clear that Moontung did not have a gun, did not do the shooting.
Yes.
Okay. And you view that as helping him.
At the time.
At the time. Okay. And after lying and saying you weren't there, the story you told managed to add someone else into the car. Correct?
Yes.
Shannon.
Yes.
And that story took the gun out of your hand and put it in Shannon's hand, correct?
Yes.
So you could say, hey, I wasn't shooting it all that day. I'm not the bad guy. That was Shannon.
Yes.
In fact, you told the police, you went so far as to tell the police that Antonio Sledge said to you, We don't shoot up houses. That's what they do. Remember saying that?
Yes,
Remember Investigator Dennis laughing at you when you said that?
yes. I don't remember laughing, but I remember saying that.
The reality, Mr. Zachary, on April 28th, 2015, 3 guys were upset, we'll just speak for you, were high, and did something really stupid. Isn't that correct?
Yes,
Those 3 guys were yourself, Demekion Garlington, and Mr. Sledge.
yes.
No, they were talking about gay things.
Demekion Garlington was upset because he got jumped in the club.
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't be?
You were upset because they were shooting at your girlfriend
Cousin, really, yeah.
and your cousin. And the ballistics from that scene, as you've come to know,
I'm
and
going to object based on hearsay because this witness's information about ballistics from the scene would only be based on hearsay.
it was
Your Honor, Your Honor, I'd
in
ask that
his
Mr.
knowledge.
Sharp.
Talk at the same time,
It
please.
was in his knowledge when he
Yeah.
gave this statement, and that's what's important.
Your Honor, the
And I
question
assume-
was,
Ms. Love.
the question was about the ballistics on the scene, not what he believed, but he specifically stated the ballistics on the scene. That would be based on hearsay, and anything that he is eliciting from this witness about ballistics based on the scene, unless he has a way of having personal knowledge beyond hearsay, it's based on hearsay.
Your gun,
Now, you
Uh,
respond. Are you
I'll just move on.
changing? Okay, great.
your gun, the gun that you had, the gun that you were arrested with on May 5th or 7th, 2015, ejected shell casings on that scene. correct?
Objection, asked, answered, and hearsay, Your Honor.
It's not hearsay. It was there.
It is.
Overruled.
What, I mean, also,
Your Honor,
yes,
did the court mean overruled? Because he's already said that he didn't know. So it was asked and answered.
Overruled.
You remember in that clip I just played when you said, so y'all don't want to talk about other cases?
yes,
The truth is, in this interview, you went on to talk about the shooting of a house where the mother of a rapper named Lucci lived, correct?
yes, I think, yeah.
Okay. Is that, in your mind, is that a big case? Was that a publicized case?
I don't remember, but
Is that a case that the police were interested in?
yes,
Okay. And you ended up speaking to the police about that case.
yes.
You ended up
Because
telling lies to the police about that case.
answer and explain, yes, because I had the gun. I keep telling y'all all this came out at my preliminary hearing.
Okay. So you were trying to get ahead of that case because you were aware that the gun you were arrested with would match that scene as well.
Yes,
One of those other cases that you wanted to talk about was Donovan Thomas.
yes,
Okay. You, in your understanding, that was a big case.
yes,
That was the type of case that the police are interested in.
yes,
That's the type of case that if you give information about that case, it can help you get a bond.
Objection, speculations.
Sustained.
In his mind, we have to look at his mind state when he's giving these statements. That's his bias and motivation.
That wasn't the question.
Sustained.
Okay. That's the type of case if you give information, can get you leniency for shooting up houses.
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
that's what I thought at the time.
As you sat in that meeting, you believed that giving up information about as many of these cases you could would be good for you.
But like, yes, but if you all the gun is
I understand.
yes, yes,
It was a dual purpose. You wanted to give information to get consideration, but you also were trying to clear yourself from the cases that involved the gun you were arrested.
yes,
Either way, This desire to help you help yourself caused you to tell a bunch of lies on August 5th, 2015, didn't it?
I told them I lied.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, that information. Well, okay. Let's talk about the April 2018. Actually. Your Honor, at this time, I have some certified convictions that I'd like to admit.
Okay, show them in a second.
Right. Thank you, Amy, for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you for always supporting. It's really kind of you. I just seen it popped up. Thank you so much.
And Your Honor, for the record, if there's extraneous papers, I would like to just discuss that when we have a moment, but I'm not suggesting that. There may be extraneous papers in there.
Okay.
And look at Love. She want to look through every page. She the only person that'll sneak some in there. She the only one that'll sneak a page in there. Say, what's the cash? Oh, I put it in a banner. Thank you. I put it in a banner for those who asking. And you gotta. I think somebody created like a fake
And I
one. They
believe
added.
I've said this before, but if all of the attorneys could, to the extent possible, inform the other side before that day's trial, what evidence you intend to use, it would make things go faster. And I know sometimes you just think all of a sudden, no, I want to use this exhibit, but for the ones you know you're probably going to use, please let the other side look at them beforehand. Okay.
Oh,
State
thank
has
you.
no objection to DS 49 and DS 50 with the exception of, I think Mr. Sharp called them extraneous on DS 49, the last two, and on DS 50, the last 4 pages.
Yeah, thank you, Black
So,
Butterfly.
I'm not following. Are y'all? Okay. All right. Well, then it's
So with
matter
the
anyway.
exception of the last 2 on DS 49 and the last 4 pages on DS 50, they have information that is.
Okay, but they're
Your Honor.
not going to get published anyway. Okay.
Your Honor, at this time, I would ask to admit DS 49, which is the certified conviction, State of Georgia versus Quindarius Zachary, 15 SC 138994.
No objection
All right. That's admitted and is
with the exception of
Is-
those 2 pages.
minus the last 2 pages. And is this the one you referenced as 49Y prior, or is this a different?
No,
No, state reference.
the state referenced it as 509Y.
Oh, okay.
509Y.
All right. Well, I had written down a DS49Y previously,
his-
but that's not what this is, right? This is just 49, DS49.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, it's admitted minus the last 2 pages.
And also, Your Honor, I would move to admit what's been marked as DS 50, which is a certified conviction.
Hey, I'm gonna say this real quick. Yeah, that other person that created that YouTube one, that's like a scammer or somebody that created a fake one. So that YouTube one is somebody else. It's a fake one. So yeah, thank you for asking about that. Yeah, it's just TalkThatLaw, no YouTube at the end. Get back to it, but thank y'all in advance.
State of Georgia versus Quindarius Zachary, 19 SC 165123.
Okay, minus the last 4 pages, right? Okay, that's also admitted.
And there's no objection from the state.
Yes, you may. Thank you.
going back to the April 28, 2015 case, Mr. Zachary, we already talked about how you were charged by Investigator Gaither.
Yes,
And Demekion Garlington was charged in
yes,
July 2015,
yes,
and Antonio Sledge was charged.
yes,
Okay, Shannon Stillwell, and you went to court with these people, and this case went through the system, correct?
yes.
Shannon Stillwell was never charged by the police for the
Objection,
April
Your Honor,
28th.
relevance and 403, and I can approach with the reason. I don't want to say it out loud.
Come on up.
Somebody say love is hacking. Yeah, TalkThatLaw is the real one. Y'all are too kind. Thank you. Oh my God. Somebody said love is hacking me, y'all. Yeah, man, the cash just go straight to my. Yeah, that's really kind of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Oh, somebody just got a membership. Hold on. Who just got this membership? I can't tell on this. Miss Deborah C. Is Miss Deborah C still in the chat? Thank you so much, Miss Bridget, for gifting that membership. That's really kind. Look at here. Okay. Welcome to the membership family. All right, y'all. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. And let me see. While I got a few seconds, I do want to thank who name just popped up. Miss Joanna. Let me see. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Joanna. I see you. I see your cash up. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much for that. Also, 313, the best side, always supporting. Thank you, 313. Where 313 at? Well, she can hear me. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Bridget. Oh, Black Butterfly. Thank you. Black Butterfly for the $10 on Cash App. The $10 from 313 and the $10 from Miss Joe. And $10 from Pete. Shout out to Pete. Pete always support as well. Thank you so much, Pete. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Gigi, thank you for becoming a new member. Shout out to Gigi. Oh, y'all supporting. Y'all are supporting. Y'all always support. So thank y'all. Let's speed it up. I know some of y'all probably been up all day, been working. Wait a minute. Who was it that said that somebody had put a dog toy in Love's chair because every time she sit down it squeaks? Yeah, I can't get that on my head. That's funny. Y'all crazy.
Thank you.
Oh, Queen. Let me see. Queen. Let me see.
So, Mr. Zachary, I think you said that you were aware that Investigator Gaither charged Demekion Garlington.
Oh, and thank you, Queen. I didn't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, Queen. I didn't recognize the name. I didn't. Now I see. Yeah, your name different on. I didn't want to call somebody's name without permission because some people like using their screen name. So thank you, Queen T. I see you. Thank you. Oh, Politicking with Mel said it was her that said he put the dog toy in the chair. Yeah, that was you there. It came. Thank you. Queen said she finna go check up on it. Thank you so much. Queen ain't finna play. Yeah, and if y'all do see that fake one while y'all there, y'all don't remind hitting that report button. You know. All right, let's go.
Yourself and Antonio Sledge for April 28th.
Yes.
Okay. Investigator Gaither never charged Shannon Stillwell, did she?
He said he got a rat
Never
in the
charged him.
house.
I brought up his name.
All right. And
That's
this
funny.
case, and I think it's right in front of you, this case, the April 28, 2015 case, was indicted by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
May.
it was indicted on November 13th, 2015?
Yes.
Okay. And that would have been, November 13th, 2015 would have been 2 months and 8 days after you gave this statement claiming that Shannon Stillwell was there.
Not a Uno
I
reverse.
guess.
Okay.
That's how long it would have been.
No, actually, I'm wrong. 3 months and 8 days.
I guess.
Okay.
Oh man.
Did the District Attorney's Office, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, ever charge in this indictment Shannon Stillwell with the events of April 28th, 2015?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that question. The indictment speaks for itself and period.
Sustained.
The people charged were you, Antonio Sledge, and Demekion Garlington, correct?
Yes.
My approach.
You may.
What you drinking on, Queen? Vodka or Grey Goose? She said, I'm drinking vodka.
You're aware that this April 28th, 2015 incident is alleged as an overt act in this case, in this indictment, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think that that's one relevant to just anything.
Sustained.
Okay. Do you know if in this indictment, Shannon Stillwell is even accused of the April 28th, 2015 shootings?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. 9 years have passed since the shooting of Mr. Bennett, YFN Lucci, his mother's house. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And 9 years, 9 years have passed since you gave this statement to the police, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of Shannon Stillwell ever being charged for that crime based on your word?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
All right. We're going to move on to what you said about the Donovan Thomas case back in 2015, right?
Okay.
And I know that you've said it's lies, correct?
Yes.
You actually gave 2 statements to the police about these, all of these things. You met with the police in August 5th, 2015 with Gaither, Dennis, and Thorpe, correct?
Yes.
And then as the state brought out, you also had a proffer session set up by your attorney, correct?
That I didn't know nothing about.
Okay, to your understanding, did your attorney set that up?
I never knew until I got there.
Okay,
That's why we had I think it's supposed to be something happened behind that or something. I never heard nothing else about it after the fact.
to your understanding, was the purpose for you to give information on other people to try to get leniency on your case?
I told you I don't even know like what that was. Like I never even like to be honest, like that wasn't even my lawyer at the time.
Okay.
So that's how I don't know. I told you something supposed to happen behind.
Well, let me ask you this. On March 3rd, 2017, you were still in jail, correct?
Yes.
Still wearing a blue jumpsuit, correct?
Yes.
And March 3rd, 2017, it was no different than August 5th, 2015. You wanted out, correct?
Yes.
You were still facing the same charges.
Yes.
All right. You've testified, or strike that. the state asked you about two different statements you gave, right?
Yes.
About 2 years in between, or a year and a half in between.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been asked about what you said about Shannon, my client, allegedly confessing to you.
Yes.
Mr. Zachary, you would agree that the truth never changes, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. It's just vague and bolstering and
Overruled.
How would she
You agree the
object to
truth never
that?
changes?
Yes.
You would agree that if you tell a true story on different days,
Wait, did she really object to the truth never changes? I mean, why would you object to that? I guess she the only one that lies so much.
correct? You would agree that the truth never changes, correct?
objection, Your Honor. It's just vague and bolstering and
Overruled.
You would agree the truth never changes?
Yes.
You would agree that if you tell a true story on different days, that story should not change.
objection, vague, improper.
Overruled.
Man, I ain't.
Answer my question, and you would agree that if you tell a true story on 2 different days, that truth should not change.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS 41D, which is August 5th, 2015 statement. Evidence reviewer 25115 to 25145. And Mr. Kokomo, if you could pull it up but not play it yet.
Is this D and is in Delta?
DS,
Okay.
yes.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
not
sorry, the
T,
back,
yeah.
yes, Delta, thank
Yeah,
you,
okay.
yes.
DS. Which one? DS.
DS 41 Delta.
Thank you.
And,
State has no,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say state has no objection.
All right.
And Mr. Zachary, in these interviews, they asked you about where and when this confession occurred, correct?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Kokomo, could you publish DS 41 Delta?
All right, and it is admitted.
Where were you guys when Shannon was telling you this, and what day was it? Same day or day after?
Same night Shannon I walking through. I had just walked me and Moonton and just pulled up at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon finna go to her house. And all the bullets were going out the gun. Like, he like, we got no guns. They see Moonton gun.
Right.
Moonton had a little handgun. They see Moonton gun and go to the store. Moonton say, wait, I ain't got no bullet. And Shannon started talking.
Now, Mr. Zachary, as I understand your testimony today, your testimony is when you showed up at Jeffrey Williams' condo that night or that morning, early hours of the morning, Shannon was not there. Is that your testimony? I'm talking about in court now. Under oath.
I think when I first got there, Shannon went down.
Okay. However, in this statement that you gave August 5th, 2015, you told the police that you pulled up with Moontunk and you saw Shannon when you arrived.
Oh, man, go ahead, answer. Man, they know them were lies. How long ago it was? They ever lies.
I understand, but I'm asking, that's what you said on August 5th. That was the lie you told.
Yes.
Okay. And the lie you told was Shannon said he was about to go to a girl's house, correct?
Yes.
Meaning Shannon had not gone to a girl's house yet. He was about to go.
You say that would happen?
No, I'm saying that's what you told
Yeah,
the police.
meaning.
And you told the police when Shannon was about to go to the girl's house, that's when you started talking and he confessed.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I would ask, I'd move to admit DS 37B, which is from the March 3rd, 2017 interview from 3418 to 3438.
Admitted.
And
Hey,
permission-
thanks again, 313. Have a good night.
And supposedly everybody went back to Doug's condo on 10th Street.
That was me. Thug, yeah, and that. Shannon met him, can't let them on though. But when we found out Nook died, then my right there with me, Shannon, yeah. Moulton had pulled up too, because he had heard me call her, he pulled up.
Okay. So in that clip on March 3rd, 2017, you were asked about when you pulled up, right?
Yes.
To the condo. And you said the only people there were Yak, Thug, and Dolly, correct?
Yes.
And that Shannon didn't show up until later that morning.
They told you that. Yes.
You told them that Shannon was not there when you arrived at Jeffrey's condo.
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit DS-38B, which is also from the March 3rd, 2017 interview from 1545 to 1609. Permission to publish.
So I think Mac's doing a good job so far. Not only is he showing that Lil D was lying, he lied back then. Let's go back for a second. So the state is saying Lil D is only lying now, but he actually lied back then because he told different stories to the police. So he's not only just changed his story because of trial.
Who was with you at the condo when Uncle called?
He thought, yeah, Dolly. Yeah, Dolly, and he thought girlfriend.
Where was Shannon?
Him and Demetrius was some girl. Was some girls out my fish at the condo.
Later on?
About right over my time, like 4, 5 in the morning.
4, 5 in the morning.
And that clip, that second clip from March 3rd, 2017, again, you say that Yak, Dolly, Thug, and you were at the condo.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And you were specifically asked, where's Shannon?
Yeah.
And you told, did you recognize that voice as the person who asked you?
Dennis.
Okay. And you told the police and the DAs that were sitting in that meeting that Shannon was with some girls with Demetrius.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up to Jeffrey's condo until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Told you that, yeah.
I'm going to, Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS-39A, which is also from the March 3rd, 2017 interview, 1815 to 1833.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may, and I'm sorry, did you say 38 or 39?
39A.
Okay.
If Demetrius and Shannon came in at what, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, where y'all been there for the last 7, 8 hours?
They was some girl. They was I think they was dropped off at the studio.
What girl?
I don't know them girl from Canterbury.
That's what they told you?
We saw the girl.
Right, but
Okay. In that clip, Dennis is asking about Shannon again, correct?
Yes.
And he changed it. You had already told him 4 or 5. He changed it to 3 or 4, and you corrected him and said, no, they didn't show up till 4 or 5 in the morning, correct?
Yes.
And you said they were with girls, right?
Yes.
And Dennis tried to say, oh, that's what they told you. And you told him you saw the girls,
Yes.
okay? And because you, in fact, did see the girls that night.
Yes.
When
that
the-
morning.
Right, that morning, thank you. When Shannon and Demetrius showed up at 4 or 5 a.m. And they were girls from Mechanicsville.
I don't know where they were from for real.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask to admit DS-39E, Echo, into evidence, and that's also from the March 3rd, 2017, from 3644 to 3719.
Admitted.
Wait a minute. Say what, Blake?
And you talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
That morning, yeah.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car,
Just said we caught him down there.
that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
Just said we caught him down there.
All right, well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, anyway, right? And he said he was with, Yak,
He
Nard.
said why he was weekend, so
Okay, so
Okay. So that is where you're telling the lie on Shannon in the 2017 interview, correct?
yes.
All right. Now, I understand it's a lie, but let's talk about the details that you gave there in that clip. Shannon told you we caught Nut down bad when he got there that morning, correct?
He ain't tell me that.
No, I'm saying that's what you told the
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting that. That's what you told the police
Yes.
after he got dropped off by the girls.
Yes.
And in fact, you're the person who let him in the condo when the girls dropped him off, correct?
Yes,
Because you need a card to get into the condo and you had to go down and let them in, and that's how you saw the girls.
yes,
And in 2017, your claim was Shannon told you after he got back from the girls' house.
yes,
All right, so let's review. You would agree from 2015 to 2017, your story about the circumstances of this supposed confession changed.
yes,
August 5th, you claim that Shannon tells you after asking you for a gun or asking Muntu for a gun so he can go see girls. Right?
yes,
2017, you're claiming Shannon confessed. You're claiming you never saw Shannon that night when you arrived. And you're claiming Shannon confessed after he returns, after he's been dropped off by the girls, which you saw.
yes.
Both lies,
I told you I lied.
but the lies changed, didn't they?
Yes, I ain't even remembering. You see, they were saying, and I,
The truth doesn't change, but lies change, correct?
yes,
All right, let me ask you this. On March 3rd, 2017, when you told that second version of the lie, did any of the investigators, did any of the district attorneys sitting up there with you say, hold on, Mr. Zachary, back in 2015, you said this, now you're saying this. Explain why it changed. Did anyone
Compound.
Did anyone ask for clarification of why your story had changed?
no,
Okay, let's talk about what Mr. Stillwell, again, it's a lie, but what your lies were, what he supposedly confessed to, okay? Okay, we're going to talk about that next.
all right,
All right. Your Honor, I move to admit DS 41C, which is from the August 5th, 2015 interview, 24930 to 24951.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
It can be best explained as asking two questions into one.
So, do you remember the exact words that
Let me
Shannon
go
told
back a few seconds. Somebody said, what's a compound question? So when you're asking multiple questions in one sentence, the witness can be confused and answer yes to both or no to both without really separating it. Let's go.
you? Nothing, man. So, do you remember the exact words that Shannon told you as far as what happened? Yeah. We caught nigga nut down bad. You said we caught nigga nut down bad? I like, who? Like me, yeah. Do-wop.
Okay. In August 5th, 2015, the lie you gave was that Shannon said, we caught the N nut down bad, right?
yes,
And the lie also, you also added to that lie by saying Shannon told you that it was him, Yak, Nard, and Doo-Wop in the car, correct?
yes,
And as Ms. Love has brought out in direct examination, you also claim that Shannon gave you all sorts of details about the incident. That was a lie you told in 2015.
yes,
Okay. Your Honor, I move to admit DS 39E, Echo, which is from March 3rd, 2017.
No
from
objection.
3644 to 3719.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
Okay.
You mean a lawyer in the interview?
You talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
I'm on here.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car,
Just said we caught down bad.
that he and some other guys killed Nut.
Just said we caught it down bad.
All right, well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, didn't he? Right, and he said he was with.
All right, y'all. So this is an important part. So now he's implicating Shannon. He's saying that Shannon confessed to him that Shannon killed Nut. So that's a big, big assertion that he's telling the police that Shannon killed Nut. I mean, you putting a murder on somebody, you better know what you're talking about. So let's go back a few seconds. He said Shannon told him this.
To Shannon when he got there that night? And you talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
I'm on here.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car.
Just said we caught it down there.
All right, that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
Just said we caught it down there.
All right. Well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, right? And he said he was with Yak,
He
Nard.
said why he was beating I told him.
Okay, so
Okay. Mr. Zachary, you just saw that clip?
Yes.
Okay, on March 3rd, 2017, when you were being questioned by law enforcement, you told a lie. And you said that Shannon said, we caught Nut down bad.
Yes.
And law enforcement asked for clarification about what else he said. And they said he told you who he was in the car with, right?
Yes.
And you told law enforcement, no, Shannon didn't tell me who he was in the car with. Demekion told me.
Yes.
Okay, that your story about what Shannon said to you changed
Yes.
from August 5th, 2015 to March 3rd, 2017.
Yes.
August 5th, he's given all these details. March 3rd, 2017, he just says, we caught someone down bad, and you get the details from someone else.
Yes.
Okay? Your Honor, I move to admit DS40D, which is
objection from the
for the
state.
March 3rd, 2017, 25923 to 25946. Ms. Kokomo, if you will play that when you get it up. Oh, and this is just an audio clip, Your Honor.
all right, so I was one of the four guys that was in the car when Nut got shot. All right.
Based on what? For Shannon?
No,
For Shannon?
yeah.
For the details?
Shannon said we was in for
That's right. You said. The details tell you what the whole entire starting lineup.
Yeah.
You got nothing to do.
Could you hear that?
No.
Okay. Can you play it any louder, Ms. Kokomo?
I was muted. So another thing to point out that Memphis is saying that someone pointed out earlier, the state is saying that Shannon was in the car with dreads, but as we've seen in the picture earlier today that Max introduced, Shannon didn't have no dreads. In fact, the guy in the picture didn't even look like Shannon. So that was another theory that was, disproved that the state tried to say was Shannon.
And if that doesn't work, he might be able to plug the headphones into that laptop.
Oh.
Or maybe, no.
Ms. Percival didn't seem to have a lot of faith in me doing it correctly.
Percifield's the closest thing we have to IT.
Yes,
so we'll go with what she thinks.
Where the evidence of that law, Malcolm? Where's the evidence? That's what we need for a trial. We need evidence. Yeah, because I remember when he first introduced the picture, I'm like, who is this guy? What the picture has to do with anything? But then it made sense. Shannon didn't have dreads, and we know it takes a long time to grow out dreads to Shannon's length.
Yeah, I don't know about the seating arrangements. We gotta feel like it's like I'm like at the United Nations over here.
And Ms. Kokomo, it's 25923.
Kokomo done played.
Pull it up on evidence review.
I think that part was the part that was
Right.
relevant.
You think they protecting them? All right, what do you mean by protecting them?
Perfect.
I got mad about it, yeah, but when he told me to get out the car, he got the car.
Who's that guy right there? You recognize him?
That dude walked up, yeah.
All right, so I was one of the four guys that was in the car when Nut got shot. All right.
Based on what? For Shannon?
No,
For
you
Shannon?
can,
For the details?
Shannon said we was in for
That's
Impeachment.
right. You said.
Did you hear Did you hear them ask, who told you who was in the car?
Yes.
And they said, who told you, Shannon?
I said, yeah.
And you said,
No,
no, Demetrius.
no.
Okay. So the clip in 2015, the lie you told in 2015 was Shannon confessed and told you everything, right?
Yes.
Lie you told in 2017, Shannon confessed, says we caught Nut down bad, and Demetrius says who's in the car.
He ain't say nut. I think I said he said nigga or something.
Okay. All right. N-word down bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way,
It was a lie.
2015 to 2017, the lie changed. Not only the circumstances surrounding this quote unquote confession, but what was said in the quote unquote confession changed
Yes.
over 2 days, on 2 different days, 2 different tellings of the story.
Yes.
The fact that what you were claiming Shannon told you to these law enforcement and DAs on March 3rd, 2017, did any of them say, hold on, Mr. Zachary? Back in 2015, you told us this. Now you're telling us this. Explain it. Did anyone ask you to explain it?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about a pattern that's emerging here. April 28, 2015. You don't want to implicate yourself, right? You don't want to get yourself in trouble. You want to distance yourself from those shootings, right?
Objection compound.
Sustained.
You don't want to put yourself at the scene.
So somebody asked me what's a compound question, and that was just a good example of asking 2 questions into one. So let me go back.
To implicate your emerging here. April 28, 2015. You don't want to implicate yourself, right? You don't want to get yourself in trouble. You want to distance yourself from those shootings, right?
Objection compound.
Sustained.
There were
You don't
3
want to put yourself at
questions.
the scene.
Yes.
3 questions
But
into
you still
one.
want to give information to the police to get out of jail.
Yes.
Okay, and your first instinct, the very first thing you did is say, I wasn't there, but someone confessed to me what happened, right?
Yes.
And that confession was wholly made up. It was a lie. That confession never occurred.
Yes. And no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Investigators bring up the Donovan Thomas case.
yes,
That same
Blake.
interview.
Yes.
You say I wasn't there, but I have information that can maybe get me some help, right?
Yes.
Get me out of jail, get me leniency.
Yes.
And it was a confession that someone just told you. That's the
Yes.
information you had.
Your Honor, these are asked and answered.
Sustained.
That was a lie,
Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
completely made up.
Asked and answered.
Let's talk about these lies that you told, how they worked out for you.
Your Honor, and with respect to the commentary, I object.
Sustained.
You said you were facing, what was it, 190,
89.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay. You pled guilty to that 2015 case in what, 2017?
Late
Objection
2017.
asked and answered.
Late 2017.
Late 2017, and you were
I was
out of those 189 years. How much time did you end up serving?
like 28 months in Wright Street, but I had another case I was fighting to.
Right, and you ended up getting 28 months, actually 27 months in Rice Street, total sentence for the shooting case and the gun case, correct?
Nah, I had beat the gun charge, but they ain't never
Whatever that case is.
what case? This
19
one here?
SC. Oh, you're talking about your federal case.
Nah, you say I had like 4 5 cases at the time.
Okay. The bottom line is, we just talking about this one case, facing, in your mind, 189 years, you get 27 months.
But I still had other cases too.
And were they wrapped into the 27 months?
Nah, it was separate.
Okay. So you got 27 months for that shooting case. You got to go home as soon as you pled, right? As soon as as soon as they released you from jail, you got credit for time served, release time served, right?
No, I said Wright Street for I got credit for time served in court, but I still had 6 more.
6 more months, then you got to go home.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're on probation.
Yes.
Mr. Zachary, you've admitted to buying a gun for Kenneth Copeland, correct?
Yes,
You've admitted to being in possession of guns that were on the scene of multiple shootings,
yes,
okay? You admitted to being present and making a video with Antonio Sledge threatening to shoot Shell Cal.
yes,
Okay. You admitted to posing in a picture. Oh, that video with Antonio Sledge,
yeah.
that's part of this indictment, correct?
I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Foundation,
He doesn't know, he doesn't know.
foundation, relevance. And jury has the indictment.
You admitted to posing in a picture with gun pointed at the camera with Demekion Garlington
Yes.
with the caption, "We bring homicide."
Yes.
That's charged in this indictment, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
You don't know?
Sustained.
Were you ever put on this indictment?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance, foundation.
Were you ever charged under this indictment?
No, they know they ain't never wanted to charge me.
Okay. So you were facing 189 years.
Objection, asked and answered.
I don't know what the rest of the question is going to be.
You served 27 months, and then you were left off this indictment.
Objection, asked and answered, Judge.
Yes, sustained.
You would agree that the lies you told back in 2015 and 2017, it worked out pretty well for you, didn't it?
Objection, Your Honor. Improper question bolstering.
Overruled.
Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I never took no plea even when they were offering. I never took no plea.
I understand.
And I got right out and met with Shannon lawyer and told him I was lying. Like,
Was that me?
no, he had another lawyer.
Okay.
But I never, even my last case I just caught, they were offering pleas for, I was locked up 4-5 months, they offered pleas. My upcoming cases, I never knew what they were. I never took no plea. I said 4 more years, even when they offered me time served.
Okay.
I never wanted to take no plea, go home. I was just young at the time. And as I learned,
The truth is, Mr. Zachary, that you did lie and you didn't want to be here today.
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Okay. You didn't want to be here today because you knew these lies were going to come out.
no, I wanted to be here. That way I can clear the lies up. Like, I've been trying for years. This ain't that new. As his old lawyer, I've been trying to clear them up. This ain't new. They know that.
Yes, Blake. Thank you.
You're on probation?
Yes.
Until recently, you had an attorney, correct?
I never knew about the attorney until he showed up while I was in the hospital.
Okay.
Like,
But
yes.
that is correct.
Yes.
Were you aware that in open court,
Objection, Your Honor, as to whether or not I'd ask that the witness be required to do a foundation for anything done while he wasn't in here, considering the rule of sequestration.
involved him? Were
Okay,
you
we know what the
aware
question's
that
gonna
in open court, DA Love wanted to remind your attorney
Objection,
that
Your
you're on
Honor,
20 years
that is
probation?
not relevant, and that is improper, and Mr. Sharp knows that.
Sustained.
I have no further questions.
All right. Any other defense counsel have questions?
Thank you, Mr. Zach.
All right. How long's your question going to be? Hours plural or? Okay. Well, let's get started.
All right, y'all. So this is an important part coming up. So Love basically threatened the witness by way of his attorney. She told his attorney, before your client come testify, remind your client he's on probation. And basically, if he gets on the stand and lie, he can go to prison. So she was basically telling Lil D's attorney, his old attorney, to make sure she tell Lil D that don't come in here lying or you're going to go to jail. And Max just asked him, hey, did you know that DA Love said that to your attorney? And now Love didn't like that. So Love is finna get upset.
Yes, we can. And actually, are there any other defense counsel who are going to have questions for this witness? No.
I'm
No?
gonna have questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know how long yours is going to take?
It's never very long, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let's take a break and then let's do the shorter questioning, and then we'll go from there, see where we are. Okay.
Thank you,
We're
Keys.
going to decide later? Okay, that's fine. Try to make this a quick break.
Yeah, if y'all don't mind hitting the like button, thank you. Circulate the video through the algorithm. Doug said he never long. He say 15, 20 minutes. He in and out. He don't take all day like Love with her salami green on today.
Here, an objection that the state has regarding the last line of questioning by Mr. Sharp. When the state objected based on the beginning of his question, and Mr. Sharp asked the question that he did, are you aware that the district attorney told your attorney that you face 20 years of probation? This is not the first such kind of question regarding something that is improper that has come up. And I would ask court to remind counsel that those types of, that's not an appropriate line of questioning. It's not a relevant line of questioning. And it's just an attempt to essentially cast aspersions on opposing counsel. And I don't think that that is proper, at least not the question that he asked.
Your Honor, I wasn't casting aspersions on opposing counsel. I was casting aspersions of what opposing counsel did. I couldn't
Same
believe.
thing, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I couldn't believe
Okay.
it when I was in court the other day, and a DA is sitting there talking to, in open court, to the attorney of a witness, and is openly saying, "I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years. I mean it." And my thing is, she knows why she said it.
Your Honor,
That message was to be relayed to to Quindarius Zachary. That's the only reason it would be said in open court. And I assume that Mr. Scheib, in his short tenure as attorney for Mr. Zachary, conveyed that message, because that message was made loud and clear in open court. And Mr. Scheib was not the one that needs to testify, according to the state. Mr. Scheib's not the one on probation. Mr. Zachary is. So yes, when the state says about a state's witness to their attorney in open court, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years, and I'll charge him with perjury and we'll revoke his probation. Whatever was said, I would rely on the transcript. Yeah, I assume that message has been relayed to the witness, and I do believe it was intimidation. I'm not going to sit here and say it's witness intimidation and all that. I'm not saying that, Judge. What I'm saying is intimidation in the colloquial layman's term sense. It was a message that was sent, and I wanted to see if he received the message, because that is relevant to his bias and motive in testifying.
Your Honor, Mr. Sharp knows that, number one, all of the things that he's representing is being said weren't said, and he still knows that that was an improper question to place before this witness. And to the extent that any attorney is asked something outside the presence of the witness, to ask the witness, was he aware of something that was said outside of his presence? Mr. Sharp has no good faith basis for asking the witness a question. It is not relevant whether or not the witness's attorney, some other person, was told that his client should not commit perjury. And I don't think all of what Mr. Sharp said was even what was actually said. But the question that he asked the witness was not a proper question. It was just an attempt to paint a lie to the jury that someone is trying to intimidate this witness, when frankly, the only person that the witness has been friendly to is all of his friend Shannon's lawyers. And Mr. Scheib is talking to Mr. Stillwell's lawyer, and Mr. Scheib is representing Mr. Zachary. So the idea that somehow the state is trying to intimidate a witness is ludicrous, when and that the lie that he's putting before the jury that is what is happening is improper, and he knows it's improper. And I would ask that the court keep him from making those types of false assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury under 403.
So I will say, I do remember Love standing up and reminding the attorney to remind his client that he's on probation. I don't know if she went into great detail about how many years he can get, but she did definitely do that as a way to send a threat or signal to the witness that if you come here lying and you're on probation, we will move to revoke your probation. So it was definitely a threat. So I don't know why Love acting like she didn't say it. I mean, she definitely did.
That he's putting before the jury that is what is happening is improper, and he knows it's improper. And I would ask that the court keep him from making those types of false assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury under 403.
Note, Your Honor, that not one time when Mr. Zachary was on the stand did I claim that Miss Love intimidated him. I never used the word intimidate in front of the jury. I'm talking about. What I said was, are you aware that Miss Love talked about your, I can't quote directly, but talked about you're still on 20 years probation, which was said. I don't even independently know how many years probation is. The only reason I know is because Miss Love said it in open court. So everything was factual. And, I think it's relevant when a DA is saying, and I'm not trying to pick a fight with Miss Love. If people are difficult witnesses, we all deal with difficult witnesses in different ways. So I'm not even trying to judge what she said or how she said it. All I'm saying is it was said. And I wanted to know if he got that message, because that message was clearly intended for him. It wasn't intended for Dennis Shy.
Well, I'm not sure that's true because at the time, I don't think they had yet negotiated the terms of the immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So it's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Ms. Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
Love must have thought she was still dealing with Glanville. Love thought she was still go back a few. Love thought she was dealing with Glanville. Judge walked off on her, y'all. Y'all saw that?
Immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So it's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Ms. Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
Look at her. Love didn't like that. Love did not like that, y'all. Let's see. I think we're almost to the end. Let's see. Let's get through this little break. Let the judge go. The judge that she had to go. And we don't know if it was 1 or 2, but she went. Or 3. Oh, that's funny.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Weinstein.
Good evening, Mr. Zachary.
Hey, how you?
Can you hear me okay?
Hey, how you?
I'm good, thank you. I am Diamante Kendrick's attorney, Doug Weinstein. Okay? I can call him Diamante Kendrick. You know him as Yak, right?
Yes.
So I'll just call him Yak when I'm having this conversation with you so that there's not any confusion, all right? You remember when you met Mr. Kendrick, when you met Yak?
I don't remember.
It was around 2014. Does
Yes.
that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Yak isn't from Cleveland Avenue, right?
No.
Yak is from Miami.
Yes.
And that he travels back and forth to Miami pretty frequently, right?
Yes.
And Yak wasn't a member of Rock Crew,
No.
but he is an artist. He does rap, correct?
Yes.
He writes music, right?
Yes.
He sings,
Yes.
he raps, and he's with the YSL record label, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to 2015. Mr. Sharp talked about that some already. Let's return then to back in that summer of 2015. You testified that you were a drug user back then, right?
Yes.
And that at the time of that interview, August 5th, 2015, and I guess preceding that, you'd been going through withdrawal, right?
Yes.
But one of the things that you said on direct was that you can't put a guy with autism and ADHD in an interview room and expect him to tell the truth. You remember saying that?
Can't. I remember saying no.
Okay. So you think people with autism can't tell the truth?
I mean, yes, but the tension and
Are you blaming your lying on your autism?
I'm blaming my state of mind in that interview. I'm blaming what I said in the interview on my mind.
On your mind?
It's not my heart.
But folks with ADHD, they're capable of telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not the autism and the ADHD that made you lie in that room, right?
No.
It was you trying to save yourself, correct?
Yes, I said that.
Okay. Today, as you sit here, you're a grown man, right?
Yes.
You take responsibility for your actions, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you talk to the police, when you talk to Gaither and Dennis in 2015, you testified that you lied, right?
Yes.
And you lied on others to protect yourself.
Yes.
And you testified you thought, F everybody else, right?
I was dead wrong. Yes.
and including everybody else, F Yak, F my client.
I was especially wrong for that.
Yeah, especially wrong for that because he's sitting right over there right now on trial, right?
He never showed me nothing but like love. Like,
I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you. And you testified today that you love Garlington. You remember that?
yes,
Okay. And you also testified previously, earlier today. Are you okay, Mr. Zachary?
I got headaches. I'm okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to try to speak a little quieter then. I don't want to
Nah,
make
it's
it.
okay. I get them. I'm good. It's okay.
Do you need any medication?
No, I'm
Water
okay.
or anything?
No, I'm good. I will
right.
get them.
Okay. If you have any issues while I'm asking you questions that make it difficult for you to answer, just let me know, okay?
Yes,
All right. Thank you. Anyway, you testified that you love Garlington, right?
yes,
And earlier you testified that you lied because Garlington came to you with a play.
yes,
You testified also that you don't want to name folks. You don't want to lie on folks from Cleveland Avenue, right?
yes,
And Yak's not from Cleveland Avenue. So you can lie on him, right?
yes,
And your play that Garlington came to you with, that play was to name Shannon and Yak as being involved in the murder of Nutt.
it really wasn't like Garson told me like what somebody else had implicated him in and wanted him to do.
Yeah. But in that interview, you lied and you said that Yak was involved in the murder of Donovan Thomas. You told the cops that.
I lied.
You lied. And when you lied and you told them that, they didn't dive in and ask you details of that at all, did they?
No.
They just took that and they went with it, correct?
Yes.
No further questions about that. And you remember testifying that you're cool with Copeland, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're cooler with Are you cooler with Copeland than you were with Yak?
I don't even remember, but
Okay.
Copeland.
Well,
I met Copeland first, so
Yeah. And you testified that you didn't hang out much with Yak back then. You said you didn't hang out often. You remember that?
yes,
Okay. You also said, tell me if you remember testifying to this. Yak never told me nothing. You remember saying that?
he never.
Yak never told you he was involved in the Donovan Thomas murder.
No.
So you just made all that up.
Yes, I told y'all that. See, I don't know, like, if they ever got, but I done told my lawyer, like, when they came with deals and stuff, I was lying. Like, no, that's why I never took no plea or nothing. Like, I'm on probation, got nothing to do with this or nothing.
I understand. But you're sitting here today, right?
Yes,
And my client Yak is sitting over there, right?
yes,
And you're not on the indictment.
no.
So it worked out okay for you.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It didn't work out okay for Yak, did it?
No,
So you lied in 2015. In 2017, in your interview, you lied then too.
Yes.
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
But in that 2017 interview, you also said that you didn't believe those guys did it. You didn't believe Yak did it anymore. You remember that?
Objection, asked and answered.
In your 2017 interview, you said you didn't believe those guys, meaning Yak, Shannon, and the others, did it.
I'm gonna answer you and I'm gonna explain.
Go ahead.
Yes, yes, I said that, but I had already, like, told the lawyer, that's why I told y'all, like, I don't know how I ended up in there.
I understand. Thank you for
I
clarifying.
had been telling them already that I was lying.
Yeah. And when they asked you who you thought did it, you said that you thought Kenneth Copeland did it.
Your
Yes,
Honor,
but
never mind. I withdraw my objection.
Thank you, love.
You told Dennis and Gaither that you thought Rudy was the shooter.
Your Honor, objection as to mischaracterization and
He can answer yes, he told him that, or no, he didn't.
Is that the end of your objection?
yes.
Okay, overruled.
You told Dennis and Gaither that Woody was the shooter in your
yes,
2017
Okay.
interview.
Yeah, sustained on that.
Okay. Do you remember saying that?
Your Honor,
All right.
objection if he's, what,
You said,
Yeah.
do you remember testifying? Not testifying. Do you remember in your interview in 2017 with Dennis and Gaither? Do you remember saying one reason you thought Woody was the shooter, that y'all were
Your Honor,
calling
I'm
him
going
all
to
day?
object.
Hang on.
I'm going to object as to this line of questioning. I think it gets into something that has been litigated and opens the door to other things.
Okay, well, I don't know about that.
I'll
but-
withdraw the question. then.
Okay.
Okay. Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak
Objection,
tremendous amounts of
improper
problems?
question. Objection, improper. Vague, speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
She just called everything she could think of.
The questions I've asked you today, right now, have you testified truthfully to those questions that I've asked you?
Objection, bolstering.
Sustained.
Okay, I have no further questions for you.
All right. Anybody else with quick, as in not several hours? Okay. And you'll decide tomorrow? Okay. I think this is a good time to break for the day. So, Mr. Zachary, you will be back with us tomorrow at 9. I suspect that'll be your last day of testifying, but we'll see you at 9. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for your continued attention and attentiveness during this trial. And I'm just going to remind you that you need to decide the case ultimately based only on the evidence here in the courtroom. And so please do not consult or watch or listen to or read any accounts having to do with this trial, whether that is online, on the television, on the radio, on social media, anything whatsoever. Don't discuss the case with anybody or allow them to discuss it with you. And remember to leave your notepads in the jury room, wear your name tags, and we'll see you at 9 in the morning. Thank you. So you can go escorted. And Mr. Steele, if you can go ahead and whatever you know you're going to be using tomorrow with this witness, go ahead and share it with the state. And I think, I don't know whether he's going to take the whole day or not, but Ms. Love, make sure that y'all got a witness or two lined up for tomorrow in the event that we finish with Mr. Zachary before the end of the day.
Yes, Your Honor, we are going to go until from 9 to 5.
That's the plan, of course. That's the plan most days, and a lot of days that doesn't happen.
Is the intention to go back to ADA sprinkle when?
Good question. Is that the plan?
I don't know why the light did that. That was weird.
My team is telling me that we have
So somebody asked about sprinkle, and I think that's what Mac just asked. Are you going to go back to sprinkle? Because sprinkle's still under as a witness. He's still under oath as a witness. So I'm thinking we're going to go back to sprinkle. Hopefully not, because sprinkle wasn't talking about nothing.
Good question. Is that the plan?
So, Your Honor, my team is telling me that we have records custodians that had to be here on a certain day.
Okay.
And that day, we had to schedule it 2 weeks out.
And that's going to be tomorrow? Okay, so sounds like it might be some records custodians. And then after them, would we jump back to Mr. Sprinkle if we finish all of them? Or do you know?
At this point, Your Honor, there may be some between that person, Sprinkle, and I'll say this is, well, I believe that there may be witnesses in the middle.
Okay, so who would those be?
There would be, and I need to get the names of them, but we have, with respect to some of the shootings that
Not a
occurred that
hostage.
we've not yet presented testimony on, some of those crime scene technicians, because some of the information that Mr. Zachary has talked about, we are going to talk about with other witnesses. So I'll get the names of those. I don't have that list in front of me.
Okay.
And some,
All right, yeah, just email opposing counsel with it.
okay, and okay, we'll do that.
Your Honor, I gave Mr. Kokumo gave the state a thumb drive with all the exhibits I plan on intending to use, and there'll be a Dropbox link sent definitely by tomorrow morning, if not earlier, for everybody, including the state, but for everybody. But I just want to get to the state earlier.
All right,
Thank you. And Your Honor, if I might ask just to whom the thumb drive, was that the one today? Is there one today or was that?
Thumb drive you referenced, I don't know, an hour or so ago. When you said there was a lot on it, and it's just really clips from the 2 interviews. That's really what the majority is.
Okay, he gave it to Ms. Knight, so
Okay.
I'll get it from
All
her.
right. So we good? All right, I will see everybody. Do you think we can do 9 or do you think we need to do 8:45? Because y'all will have come up with things in the overnight.
Your Honor, I had to ask the court regarding the requirements for Mr. Zachary. I'd rather approach and not say it out loud, but it has to do with some of the monitoring.
Okay. Okay. Come on up. And anybody from the defense team can come up too if they would like.
Of course, love always got to approach. What's going on, Rob? Rob, you always popping in when we get ready to pop out. Shout out to Rob. Yeah, they just turn off the camera. That's it. Ain't nothing else after that. We go through it slow. Yeah, that's it. Well, thank y'all for popping in and watching this with me. I think it was good. I think it was effective. It showed anything that Love gained on her side as far as any ground she gained asking questions. Matt Shard came and Doug Weinstein. And I think Brian's still going to go tomorrow. Everything she built, they just knocked it over. Y'all ever played that game? What's it called? Jenga or something like that? When you with the block, and you go up there and you pull out one block at a time, and eventually it all come crashing down. So yeah, that's that. This case is. I don't see Love going for the win. I'm thinking now she's going for a hung jury. Maybe if you can get 1 or 2, it can save it for maybe another trial in the future. But it don't look good because he lied. Yeah, thank you. So tomorrow I might plan on coming on. I don't know when yet. But thank y'all to the people that like the video, and to the people that's new, subscribe to the channel if you want to come back. I plan on it, Rob. I just don't know the time yet. And I believe the Young Dolph trial should be wrapping up because Young Dolph, that trial, the defendant, we already know that his co-defendant told on him. So that was, that. And then on top of that, another dude came in and said that they gave him the car. The white Mercedes that we seen on video that 2 people jumped out of shooting at Dolph. So now they got the person that gave him the car and they got him on video. They got pictures of him in the same clothes. They also got his half brother testified that the defendant, Justin Johnson, who's on trial, he was on the run. He was using his half brother to act like him, post on social media, text like him, call people, keep his phone active. So all of this is really just pointing to guilt of the of Justin Johnson. So I'm sure if they finish tomorrow morning, I'm sure there'll be a conviction by the afternoon. It's not gonna take long at all. I mean, it's just too much evidence against him. Now, will he get on the stand? He could, but I mean, I don't know what he's gonna get on the stand to say. He looks so nervous just sitting in his chair. So getting on the stand, I'm sure he's gonna break down. He's going to be a doctor like his dad or a lawyer. Okay. I don't know. Congrats on 6. Oh, congratulations, 6. Expecting my first in March. Yeah, tell him to come on to the field of law. We need more attorneys in the field. But he might say, I want to be like my dad and be a doctor. That's cool too, I guess. I guess somebody got to be a doctor. Somebody got to do it. But if not, we'll welcome him with open arms into the fold. All right. Thank y'all so much to Miss Bridget for gifting a membership. That was really nice of you. And also to Gigi for becoming a new member. Y'all always support the channel. And then also to the people that sent, the kind cash apps. Pete, 313, the best side, Black Butterfly, Miss Joe, Queen T, and of course, Amy Slate's always supporting. So thank y'all so much. Just to the people that just like the video, liking the video goes a long way. It helps the video in the algorithm. And to the people that want to come back, subscribe to the channel. But when you do subscribe, you have to turn on the notifications, because if you don't, you won't know when I go live. Let me show y'all real quick and we can go. Let me show y'all. So like here, I'm gonna unsubscribe to this thing here. So when you hit the subscribe button, you got to hit the arrow, and then you got to hit all, and that way you get notifications when I do go live. But if you don't hit that all button, you might not even get the notifications. All right, y'all. But thank y'all so much. So let me let y'all go. I know y'all been working all day. Y'all trying to get some rest. So thank y'all so much for popping in. But before I go, let me give my legal disclaimer. No legal advice intended. I'm a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. I'm just here to talk that law. All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good night, and hopefully I'll see y'all on tomorrow.